Anita, you look relaxed.
Yes,
do
I
glow.
decided because every time I'm in that chair, by the end of the episode, I'm just like, I'm ready to get out of this chair. I'm ready to get out of this chair.
Okay, stop talking to these girls.
Yes. So I was like, I'm going to get comfortable today. I'm just gonna hold the mic in my hand
Nice.
and just relax. So I'm like
Yeah.
literally in the bed,
Yeah.
chilling on the bed.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm good. I got the rest of my wine bottle of
Ooh.
You got
with
a cup of
finishing it
wine.
off.
You
Yeah.
got a lot of wine in there.
Honey, this is a normal glass for me.
Okay.
Actually I fill it up to the top.
Oh my
So
god.
do you drink like a whole bottle?
Oh, this was a big bottle. So I've been working on it for a while. I thought Yender was gonna help me work on it, but he hasn't touched it. So I'm fine.
Is he not a wine person?
Yeah, he's a wine person.
Oh.
He'll kill a whole bottle in a day. Or like
Nice.
in a night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a
Steph,
story for
you're
y'all.
oh, okay. Well, I was gonna before I was going to compliment Steph's braids. They look
I know.
Nice.
Yes, I
Thank
love
you.
them.
super tight.
I did them differently, so I'm learning. I
Yeah.
did differently than I normally do. Thank you.
I wish I
Thank
could do
you.
braids on myself. I always get so annoyed. I like start with the like 3 parts.
Yeah.
And then that's all I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
My
braid
mommy taught
other
me.
people's hair,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
how I
can't braid
am.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom taught me how to do it.
You'll have
And
to
then
teach me.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then I just kind of tried on
I
myself. She
just
taught me
like
on other people.
yeah.
Yeah, I can do really
But
good on other people. I just can't do it on myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You
can't
got
like looking in the mirror, like it's just so confusing.
Yes.
Oh, I don't
And
do
then
it
I
in the
try to
mirror.
turn
That
around
is
and look away
confusing.
from the mirror, but
Yeah.
it still doesn't work. I turn
Yeah.
around and look in the mirror, and it's just like a whole bunch of
I just feel to make sure that they
twists.
feel the same
Yeah.
because I cannot be looking at the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too confusing.
I guess
Hey,
you
that's what
have
I'm
to
doing
watch
wrong.
more YouTube videos.
Just
Mhm.
don't watch yourself in the mirror. Just feel it.
Yeah.
I promise you,
I
it's
swear to you, I've tried, and it just doesn't work.
Mhm.
you gotta become one with your hair,
Oh
man.
Lord.
I just do
You
the
gotta become
simple,
one, man.
poof and ponytail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever I want my hair braided, I will make sure I ask my mom.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that one dad that got the vacuum and vacuumed the girl's hair and told her to spin around, or had her in a spinning chair and spun her around and then put her what was it, the hairband on her head, and that's how he did her hair.
Oh. Did it look cute?
Oh yeah, it looked cute.
Nice.
I wonder how long they
Yeah.
practiced.
That was sarcasm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was gonna Yeah.
Okay,
One time
so
I asked Emery to braid my hair. It took him like 3 hours and then he
how many YouTube videos did he have to watch?
he did watch a couple. And I was like, okay, we're not doing this again.
At least he practiced. He's gonna.
it
He did it
red?
once. That's it.
Okay, well, he'll have to practice some more. Isla doesn't have enough hair yet,
No.
so he's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
He's gotta watch all. I'll make him a YouTube playlist.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be
Or
helpful.
just send him to my mother.
Yeah.
She'll teach him.
Yeah. She hasn't called me.
I haven't talked to her since I saw her,
Okay.
so I don't know.
She hasn't called me either, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, so basically, she hasn't called her daughter either. So
Yeah, my mom calls me at least once a week, and she hasn't called me in 2 weeks.
Mm.
my mom does that too.
She's waiting on you. That's what my mom does. It's a test.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
my mom,
is. It
she
is.
does that every now and then, and I'm like, that I'm not gonna pick up that
Yeah.
phone and call you, unless I need to like call
Yeah.
you to say, okay, Talia has this going on. What should I do?
Yeah.
And then I always ignore her advice.
Okay, so that's what I should not do, right?
Let me tell you guys my story.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to let you know that 2 times today I've said karma is a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to Yender.
Oh.
Yes. So
What do you
I
do?
was just wait. I'm not gonna tell you what he did for me to tell you to tell him that, but I always use karma is a bitch.
What
When
did karma do then?
when he pisses me off. So I was I am kind of going to tell you what he did. But anyway, I was cutting up some watermelon and I cut my finger accidentally, and I started bleeding.
Not on
And
purpose? You sure?
right,
You should.
and I started bleeding, and I was like, "Can you give me a Band-Aid? Can you get some alcohol?" He was like, "Don't you see me with both hands full with my cell phone and your daughter?" And I was like, "You can put both of them in the floor." And I was
Yeah.
like, "And get me a Band-Aid." And he was like, "Don't you see me? Don't you see me?" I was like, "Okay, whatever, just
Yeah.
whatever. Just remember karma's a bitch."
Yeah.
And then I walked away and got my alcohol swab and I got my Band-Aid and put it in there. Then he was in the bathroom cleaning his doing his cerquillo, like the lineup or whatever.
Oh Lord.
The
And
baby hairs,
yeah, he
edges.
yeah, getting his edges right. Um anyway, he took the blade out and then
Oh.
put it in a piece of paper and then broke it and then tried to break it
Oh.
again and cut his finger
Oh.
real deep.
Oh God.
Real deep.
Ugh. Why
And
was
he
he trying to
opens
cut
the
the
door.
blade?
I don't know. He was
Okay.
trying to break it several times. I don't know because he's a man.
Oh, okay. That's
It
a good
broke
answer.
once, must break it again.
Right. It broke once. Let me try again. Um, but then he was bleeding. He opens the door. He's like, "Hey, hey, hey!" And I was like, "What?" He said, "What are you doing? Do you have the baby?" No. And he was like, "Come here, come here." I was like, "Ugh, okay, fine." So I went in there, and blood was all over the floor.
Oh gosh.
Blood was all in the sink.
Oh no.
And he was like, "Can you get me an alcohol
Oh,
swab?"
Anita. Anita. You gotta be nice to you.
I got him an
I know.
alcohol swab.
Okay, okay, good.
I
I'm
got him alcohol
happy.
swab. But I walked back into the bathroom and he goes, "I know, karma's a bitch."
Oh, good. Good,
Oh,
good, good. I'm glad he
that's a nice little
recognized it.
punchline.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I told him, I was like, "I'm going to tell them that
I would have
story."
been like dangling the like swab in front of him. Come and get it.
I was like, "But make sure you clean up all this blood after you're done."
Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh.
Well, anything interesting happened with you guys this week or today?
I got toilet paper.
Yeah.
Nice. Good
hmm
job.
I
I
got told.
bartered. I bartered and made tacos on Cinco de Mayo.
Mm.
So I have a question. Were you not able to find toilet paper? Is that why you bartered, or did you just want to barter?
No, I can't find toilet paper over here. Like it's really
Really?
hard. Like
Every
I
store
found a
I've been
4-pack.
to, every store I've been to, I've been able to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Paper towels, yeah, but toilet paper, no.
Hmm.
Not like anything worth buying.
Yeah, we buy the cheap one.
Yeah,
That's
I
Like
do too.
we buy the cheap one, but not like the one ply
mm-hmm.
Target bathroom cheap one.
Yeah. I mean, if that's all
And
I
they
can find
never.
right now, that's what I'm gonna buy.
Nah, we got wipes.
Yeah.
Call me bougie. So it is. How are you doing, Andy?
Okay. I'm doing good. Feeling all right.
How's my chunksters?
Oh, good. She can sit now like very well. Like,
Yay!
I mean, I still don't leave her alone when she's
Yeah,
sitting down.
yeah.
Uh, but I mean, she does a pretty good job of like sitting there, and I mean, like
She's getting
minutes.
stronger.
Yeah,
Yay.
and the like her cardiologist had told me that it might take a while for her to sit because of like the weight. But yeah, she's sitting. But the only thing she doesn't do is she doesn't roll over. But I do think it's because of like her belly.
She
Like
doesn't roll over from her back to her stomach or her stomach.
no,
to
she
her back?
just rolls. She rolls to the sides, but
Mm.
she doesn't do a full roll to her tummy. But like I don't think it's. I'm really not worried about it being like delay or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
because I honestly like just based on what the cardiologist told me of her maybe not sitting soon because of her weight. I think it's the rolling over that she's
Yeah.
not doing because of like she has a little, a little belly.
Chunky
She
monkey.
has
Yeah,
the cutest
yeah.
freaking. Where did she get that belly from?
And
This
I
is
think
like
it's all the nutrition that her mom is giving her.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah, of course. And also, I mean, I heard something about I don't mean to say insulting, but fatty milk. I
Yeah,
don't know
Yeah,
if that
yeah.
yeah,
yeah. Some
Yeah.
moms have fattier milk.
Mhm.
I think, yeah. And she's like, yeah, she's taking it all out of me.
She is. And she's so freaking cute, and I just
Yeah.
can't handle it.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
they ask every time I go to the doctor, they ask me like how often she's eating. And they say, by now she can like eat every 4 hours, but I mean every 3 hours is like pushing it for her. Like she
Oh.
still needs
It's
food
like, oh,
all the time.
she's your inner food baby. She's your inner chunkster. This
Yeah,
is
she is.
this
She's
is
the
you and
cake.
huh?
She's the
She's that
chocolate
chocolate
cake.
cake.
She is.
She is me when I'm drunk.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
do you guys know that this episode is part 2
Oh my god.
of Mother's Day episode?
Days.
And Andy, I'm so excited to hear your birth
Really?
story.
I can't believe you've never heard it. I think
I
that's
even did
haven't.
my hair for this.
Oh,
I
wow.
know. Cute.
I did my makeup.
I did nothing.
Girl, look at you.
I wrote down stuff. So
Hey,
Good. Yeah.
nice. So
Yeah.
we're gonna interrupt you rudely.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. I need questions to like.
No,
help
yeah,
me.
I'm gonna have questions. No
Yeah.
doubt.
Cool.
Do we want to finally say saludos gorditas?
Sí. Hola, no, hola, bonitas.
How you doing?
Okay, that's good. I like that one.
I'm Bianca today.
Oh snap!
Ay, Dios.
I love Bianca.
Bianca, mira,
the
hey,
truth.
sweetie, how you doing? Mwah.
Mwah. How you
I'm-
doing, honey?
I'm Andy.
You got to do the double kiss. I'm Stephanie. Sorry, guys. I'm obnoxious.
And we are gorditas, sassy, and unqualified.
Mhm.
If you made it to this part, you made it in good.
You.
You're ready for the episode.
And you ain't sick of us yet.
Well,
Mhm.
you might be.
I mean, you might be. You might have fast forward, and that's cool too, though.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right, Andy, I'm excited. Let's go.
Okay, so today I'm talking about Isla's. Well, I guess mine and Isla's birth story.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Pause for a moment.
Uh-huh.
I can't see you very well, and I would like
Okay.
to see you.
Is that kind of better?
No, it's so much
Yes.
better. Yeah.
Okay, I mean there's just gonna be a reflection in my glasses.
So is she still pale,
Whatever.
Isla? Is Isla still pale?
Oh yeah, she's
She
very
white.
pale.
She is a
Damn.
white baby.
Yeah, and her hair like
I think you know what we could like trade Talia and Isla,
mhm.
and people would think that for sure Isla is mine, and for sure Talia is yours.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I never thought I would have that white of a baby.
I never thought I'd have that dark of a baby.
Yeah.
How-
Yeah.
What color are her eyes?
Isla?
Isla?
Yeah.
Her eyes are still, I mean, I don't know. They're like weird. They're like,
Are they like a
bluish
hazel
green.
blue?
yeah, right now they're like, I mean, they were blue, but I think now they're starting to be more green, but they're still like a little brown on the inside. Like right now.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Mhm.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
put my face in her face.
Well, she has like stranger anxiety and separation anxiety and all of the anxieties.
That's my kind of kid. We're gonna, me and her, we gonna connect, and you
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an anxiety attack while she's
She will
having an
too.
anxiety. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know really if those are anxieties, because as a Scorpio, I just know we don't like people.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she just don't like people.
Yeah. No, the thing is, like, when I'm holding her, she'll smile at you.
Oh.
But as soon as you grab her, like, she'll freak
freak
out
out.
and
Yeah.
she'll be
Okay.
calm if I'm
That's not her
carrying
Scorpio
her.
then. Yeah,
No,
that's not her Scorpio.
it's anxiety. Yeah. She'll work through it, you know.
Yeah, she will.
Okay, so so first I'll start by saying that I'm pretty sure I got pregnant either the night or the morning. I'm not sure.
One time of the day.
One time, but it was in February, and it was that weekend that I'm pretty sure we had just hung out with Steph and Mitch and her parents, because was it your grandparent? No,
No,
somebody.
my mom's like childhood friend.
Okay, yeah, your mom's childhood friend was in town, and they were going to the aquarium, but we met at the what is that?
Prague.
Yeah,
Belt.
Krog Market. Yeah. And we met for like I guess lunch or something, but then you guys came over after and we like kept drinking and all that. And I'm pretty sure like I remember we were making um um mojitos and I like cut my finger like trying to cut a lime or something. Like I specifically remember that and then I don't remember anything because I drank the mojito. And I'm pretty sure it was again. See, I don't know if it was that night because I might have been a little too drunk to like make Isla.
I just know
But
I already predicted that she was a Valentine's baby, like
yeah,
around Valentine's
I
Day,
think it was
because
like
she was born November 16th, so it had to be
yeah,
Valentine.
yeah,
Because anybody born in November around that
yeah. It's
time
February. Yeah,
is definitely a Valentine's-ish
yeah.
day.
I think it was probably like a week after like the weekend after Valentine's or whatever.
That counts as a
Yeah,
Valentine's
yeah.
baby.
It's a February baby, so
Yeah.
yeah. So that happened. So Steph and Mitch could have watched like
I
the
could have. I
creation
could have.
of
Did we?
these.
Oh,
Did we stay or
wow.
did we leave?
I think you guys left. I think you left. I don't know. I can't
I don't
remember.
know. So I think
Yeah.
we might have left.
Yeah, I think you might have left. Okay, so as Emery likes to say, when like we told people that I got pregnant and that people of course they always ask, which I think is actually a very personal question when people ask like, "Oh, were you planning on having kids?" Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a very private question that really shouldn't be asked.
Yeah. Like, because do you really want to know whether or not this child was an accident? Like, when you look at
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Unless, like if you guys asked me, like I would be fine with it. But like if his mom asked me that, I'm like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel weird like telling you
I'm
like
because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when Anita told me about Talia, I was like, wait, are we
are
okay
we
Are
with
you
happy?
this?
excited?
Are we
Are,
yeah.
are we happy?
But
Yeah.
I kind of feel like by the time you tell your friends and you tell your family, like you've either accepted and you are excited about it, or you either are not excited about it and you'll just
Yeah.
be truthful. Like with
Yeah.
Yeah,
me,
because
I
eventually
was
it'll
not
show.
like, I mean, honestly, I was excited, but I was scared as
Mhm.
fuck.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
scared as hell. And my aunt asked me, where was this a plan? That she just was
Mhm.
like, was this a plan? I'm like, do you
No.
think it was a
Yeah.
plan?
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing is that makes it weird is like when family asks you that, it's like no, we just happened to have sex without a condom that night, or he happened to like not pull out. Like that's very
Yeah.
personal question. I don't want to talk to his mom about. Like I'd rather just her be happy that I'm
Yeah.
pregnant and that's it. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to give you the
That she's gonna
details.
be a grandma.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm saying. I like it's just kind of weird
Yeah. It is
to
kind
say
of
like no, it
private.
wasn't planned. Like
Like,
yeah, I was just drunk.
whoops.
Yeah. Yeah.
We weren't trying, but we were practicing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes practice catches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, apparently.
Mhm. And she is perfect, so
Yes.
yeah, so Emery likes to say that we were not trying. So like we were just like not being careful, but knowing what not being careful could lead to.
Right.
And like
Gotcha.
we were okay with
Yeah.
if it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, hold on. Okay, so first let's talk about how I found out that I was pregnant. I'll make it quick.
Yes, because I haven't heard this either.
Okay, um so the weekend before, well, anyway, so it's in February. So I think it was sometime in March that I found out that I was
I have
pregnant.
a question. Did you find out before my reveal party or after? Because it was before, right?
When is your reveal party?
It was like March 12th.
I might not have known. No, I
I
found
don't
out
think you did.
I found
Because
out the weekend after that, I think. It was St.
yeah,
Patrick's.
because
the day
Either
after.
I couldn't remember because I was thinking back. I was like, did she have wine at the reveal or did she
See,
She
not have
did.
wine?
that's the thing. That's the thing. Um, okay, so the and I think that was like right before Emery went to Puerto Rico with his brother, and I was gonna go with them for like the weekend. So I went there and I did that, and I was drinking. But that was when I first noticed that like I didn't really want to drink, which was really weird for me, like not wanting to drink. But in my mind, I was like, well, I'm in Puerto Rico, like I'm here, like I need to drink. So I drank, but I don't know, I just wasn't enjoying it. Like I wasn't trying to get drunk, which is yeah. And then but I was only there for like the weekend. So then I left and I went to work and everything was normal. And then the weekend after, Emery and his brother came back and we had his cousin's wedding, and her wedding had an open bar, and it was St. Patrick's like weekend. So we knew that we were all going to get like rowdy. So it was open bar, it was all wine, and again, I was drinking, but like something inside of me, like I didn't there wasn't a
You
desire to
didn't,
like
yeah.
drink more and more and more and more. And that continued, like I continued to feel that way throughout the night when like after the wedding we all went out. I just said like, okay, well, I'll drink a little bit more, but I won't drink too much so then I can drive us home. um and that's just like, I'm usually not one to sacrifice myself like that. So
Such a sacrifice.
yeah, yeah.
I
um
get you.
yeah, so that was Saturday, and then Sunday, the wedding was in Chattanooga and we still lived in Atlanta then, so we were driving back to Atlanta, and a friend was driving, Emery was in the passenger seat and I was in the back. And in the back I got really dizzy, like nauseous, like I wanted to like throw up. And I told, like I said, well, I thought to myself, like, I don't get car sick, I never get car sick, like this is the first time that, if it is car sickness, like it's the first time I've ever felt it. And I knew that I hadn't drank enough to like feel like hungover and wanting to throw up, so like I was like, this is weird. And so then we got home, it was still early, so Emery and I decided to go grocery shopping for the week. And I told Emery, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get, like, during the grocery store, we were walking around and we walked by the pregnancy test, and I told him, I was like, I'm gonna get one just to like see. And Emery was like, you're not pregnant. I was like, okay, but I'm still like, I've never done one. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it for fun.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, fine. You're wasting
Funsies.
like $5, but sure. I'm like, okay. So
Did
then
you show him a test and be like, was it a waste now?
well, let me tell you, there was a lot of waste going on because I went home, I took the test, and it
Took
said
12 months.
positive. It was like a clear positive. Yeah. And then I
Very
showed
clear
it to
line.
him, and he was like, okay, you're pregnant. I'm like, you were the one telling me that I was not.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta take-
No,
Yeah.
you have to apologize. Take that bitch back.
Yeah.
We need to go back to the store and buy 5 more tests.
Yes. So that is
If
what
that's it.
happened because I think 3 came in the box or whatever, and I did all 3 that night. And then every day I went to the store and bought like 3 more.
Yes.
And
oh my
every
God,
day I
remember
did
this.
it
Yes.
until Friday. And Emery was like, you're pregnant. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just like,
You said I wasn't pregnant. I can't be pregnant.
yeah. Yeah. So I think it took me like, that was Sunday. I didn't actually accept it until maybe like Friday, where I was like, okay.
Last test.
I took multiple.
This one's
also.
positive. I'm pregnant.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I don't know. Yeah, it took me a while. But so then after that happened, like we were happy about it, we were excited about it. But then because of the baby, like a lot of changes happened in my life. We decided to move to a different city to be closer to family. So then I like quit my job. So it was like big changes that happened. But we were excited. We were happy. And from the beginning, I always wanted it to be a girl. So Bianca and I have very different,
Yes.
different things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, and it's because, okay, so teaching, I always enjoy teaching the girls more for some reason. Like,
And I'm the opposite. I always have
yeah.
more fun with the boys.
No, yeah.
But I
yeah.
think it's because I have brothers. Like
Okay.
I have 2 brothers and
Yeah.
that's it. And you, I
Yeah.
mean, you have a brother too, but like
Yeah.
it's you and him.
Yeah.
But with me, I have 2 brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have like cousins, but the
Mhm.
girl cousins, they always got on my nerves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, why do I want one of these?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Because I mean, I did like I think like in high school, I definitely had a lot of like guy friends, and like I got a lot, and in college too. Like a lot of my friends were guys, and I always had
But a lot of my
Rocky.
guy friends were gay.
Oh, okay. And I always felt like I had rocky like female friendships, so I don't know, and I think I don't know, maybe I wanted a girl to like, I guess, replace
Someone who has to like you now.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Pause just a minute. You think our relationship is rocky?
no, there
She
are
said
other
she's
females
had a
in my
lot.
life. There were.
I know our relationship is rocky, so I've accepted
Rocky,
it.
Rocky.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, just like okay, well, I'm not talking about you, but like all my roommates, not all my
Gotcha.
roommates, all my roommates except Steph.
Hold up, wait a minute.
All the roommates that led me to Steph were
That's what Mitchell says about dating him. All the dudes you
yeah,
dated,
yeah.
they brought you to me.
Yeah. And of course, and I always had an obsession with Gilmore Girls, with like
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
Rory.
mom.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can totally see that.
So Isla has to be my best friend.
So where does Emery fit into the picture then?
Wait.
Oh,
Is he what's his name?
Luke.
Luke? Yeah.
yeah, he's Luke. Oh,
He's
he's
Luke,
a total
okay.
Luke.
Yeah.
I
For sure.
remember who you reminded me of, Andy.
Who?
America Ferrera.
Okay, yeah, I've gotten that a lot actually. Yeah.
It's a compliment. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, yeah,
I'm
I did take it.
obsessed with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. In high school, actually, I think there was like a fad somewhere in like 2000 when they were changing their profile pictures on Facebook to like their celebrity
yeah.
lookalikes, and I put America Ferrera as my celebrity lookalike. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so I always wanted it to be a girl, and of course, like I took like the test, the blood test or whatever to like tell me the gender.
When
and like,
did you do that? Like so we didn't take the blood test. Because it wasn't included in our insurance. And I didn't want to pay extra, so we just waited till the 20 weeks. But how early can you do the blood test?
Well, now thinking back, is I had to get tested for Zika because
Okay.
I had gone to Puerto Rico. So I think it was when that, which was was a big like worry factor throughout, not throughout the pregnancy, but the early part of the pregnancy.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember when.
I think it's really early that you can get.
It is early, yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I want to say 12
right
weeks.
off the bat, almost.
Like, I want to say 8 weeks, but I feel like that might be a little ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's pretty early on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like got the call at work saying like, you're gonna have a girl. I'm like, yeah, and I called Emery, and then I was telling like all my coworkers like, I'm having a girl. So like nothing about our thing was like secret. Like I wish I could have like surprised Emery in a cute way, but like he knew all along that I was pregnant. He knew all along that it was a girl. Like yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's probably how it would end up being over here too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I could not like I can't think of like I can't think of like taking the test and like him not being right there beside me.
Yes. Yeah. Or like.
Well, Yender was always at work, so I did it myself.
Yeah.
But you told
all
him
6
right?
of them.
But you told him and all that, so.
Yeah. You told him right away.
Well, yeah, I took a picture and said,
yeah,
you're a dad.
Guess what, bitch? Happy Father's Day.
He was like, this is fake. You got it off the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Want to bet?
Okay, I'll be waiting for you when you get home.
Want to bet a second pregnancy test?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so from then we like told my parents, we told like his parents, everybody was happy, blah 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 blah. And then for a name, like we chose Isla just because of like our love for Puerto Rico. Like everything was related to Puerto Rico.
What's her middle name?
Okay, so her middle name is Emerson, and it's because I have always loved the name Emerson, and I knew if I had a boy that I was going to name the boy Emerson. But like my middle name is Jose, so I have
Mhm.
like a boy's middle name, and um, so I've always liked the idea of like a male middle name for a female. So when I was like, I'm using Emerson as the middle
I
name.
like it.
I
Yeah,
love it. It's
yeah,
Me
awesome.
too.
yeah. So anyways, that's my baby, Isla Emerson. Okay, so my pregnancy, I actually really enjoyed being pregnant. Like the other day I was looking back at my at pictures of my pregnancy, and I don't know, I can't, like, I miss my belly. I miss my pregnant belly. I I loved it. um yeah. Yeah. And I think it's cool. Like I have a friend right now who's pregnant, and she's like, you know, talking about, she's worried about like the weight that she's gaining and about losing it. Uh, but during that time, I think it was just kind of nice to like be excited.
Not yeah.
Yeah, and like not care,
Not
but
think
also
about it.
like, yeah, and like be excited about weight gain because it meant like a happy, healthy baby.
Yeah.
Um, so it was, I think it was a cool experience to like see my body change. Yeah. Now the only thing that I hated was the heartburn. I got really bad
Oh my
heartburn.
god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I
Yeah.
remember you would ask me for like if we were hanging out. You like, do you have any heartburn medicine? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's in
Yeah.
the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
It
know you'll
sucked.
need it.
Yes. And then
It
sleeping
sucks.
was terrible. Like there was
Mhm.
no sleep. Um, but yeah, I mean, by the end of my pregnancy, like I did feel huge, so I was ready to have her.
Did you feel miserable and like just stretched out and like
It was
just
just, it was
just
just,
uncomfortable, you know?
yeah, yeah, it was uncomfortable, and it was just like getting I was so out of breath the whole time, and like
Yes.
looking, like I have my Fitbit, right, and like I mean my heart rate would go up just from like
Quick.
sitting down on the
Yeah.
toilet and like getting
Yes.
back up. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I would just be so out of breath.
Right.
Yeah. And like my thing with my watch would tell me that I burned like 3,000 calories just from like my heart rate like going up so high. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So um yeah, but it was, I liked being pregnant. And like yeah, the other day I saw my friend who is pregnant, and she's, like doing the pregnant walk,
The
like side
waddle,
to
the pregnant
side,
waddle.
and like
Yeah.
rubbing her belly, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Now
it's
I
so
understand
cute.
people's obsession with like rubbing a pregnant woman's belly,
Yes.
because it's like, oh.
It felt like, honestly, like I didn't like people touching me, and I didn't start rubbing my belly until later on in my pregnancy,
Hmm.
but it just feels it's relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
do remember that.
Yeah. Okay, so she was due November 21st. So the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And so my doctor was actually like really pushing me on having an induction and being induced that Monday before.
Why? Because they didn't want to go through Thanksgiving?
I honestly don't know. Thinking back, I don't know, but I feel like I did give in too easily, and I said like, sure, I'll be induced, and they told, so like early, not early on, but like around like
Wait a minute.
35, 30. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You live in a smaller town, right? How far
Ye
away is the hospital from you?
Well, I actually chose not to. There is a hospital in town here that is like
Okay.
15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But I chose to go to the one in Chattanooga, which is like a 40, well, it just depends on traffic, but like 45-minute drive.
That might be why.
Well, yeah, and so she she said like, it's just easier to do it when it's scheduled and you don't have to rush. But in my mind I was thinking of like all the movies when like your water breaks and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to run to the hospitals. I'm like, I didn't want to miss out on that experience
Mhm.
of like not knowing when the baby was coming. But she was like really pushy on it. So I was like, okay, I'll be induced. So that was supposed to be the Monday before that Thursday. So my last appointment was like the Thursday before. And so she was like, okay, well, I guess I'll see you Monday, unless of course you have the baby this weekend. And so I go home and I'm like, okay, like I really don't want to be induced. So I'm gonna have the baby this weekend. Like in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna have the baby this weekend. And now I don't want to ruin things, but I did have the baby that weekend.
But did you do anything to help move it along,
Mm,
or you just?
no, so okay, so the only thing that I actually did, which I like read out, like they say that sex is supposed to like
Oh yeah, I did
baby
that too.
come. So I feel like I told them, I was like, okay, well, we have to have sex like every day this week.
Yeah, we did the same thing. It didn't work because apparently, um, you're supposed to like doing it without protection is what
Uh-huh.
helps. Like if they come inside of you, I know
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gross, but Yender had gone to the Dominican, so we were worried about Mexico.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, well, it helped me. So
I'm sure it would have helped if we could have done the
yeah. Yeah,
all
the actual.
instead
Okay.
of using condoms.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Trust me, we were trying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And okay, so Thursday night. Okay, and the whole time I'm like I felt really uncomfortable and I felt like kicks and I felt things going on in my stomach. And I'm like, are these contractions? What is going on? And I would watch all these YouTube videos and like people would say like, you know when you have contractions. And like my doctor said, you'll know when you have contractions. And I was like, I hated hearing that because I'm like, I don't know. Like I
Right.
feel
Yeah.
pain and I feel uncomfortable and I feel something, but I don't know if it's contractions. Like, how am I gonna know when to go to the hospital?
Right.
And now I know that it's true. You'll know when you have
Yeah.
contractions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Thursday night I woke up and that night I was having contractions. Um, and they went on like all night, but they were pretty far apart. They were like maybe like 10 minutes apart. And they were so far apart that I could sleep a little bit and they
Yeah.
weren't strong. So I like
Yeah.
slept. And so then we woke up that morning, Friday morning, and I stopped having them. So like
Hmm.
yeah, so they were gone. And so I told Emery, I was like, just go to work, and I'll call you if I like feel anything. And then that whole day, I didn't feel a thing. And I actually went to help Emery's mom like set up for a party that she was having, and I was walking around and I felt fine. And I was telling people like I felt contractions last night, but today I don't, and like I feel fine.
Mhm.
But we were all kind of like on alert.
Mhm.
And then that Friday night, um, we went out to dinner and we had Mexican food.
Oh yeah,
And
spicy.
yeah. And at dinner I started having the contractions again. But
Mhm.
they're definitely like stronger that time. And so I was like eating like my taco and then like every 5 minutes I was like, um yeah, so I was having contractions and then we went back home and I called my mom and dad and I told them like, hey, I'm having contractions. And so they started driving from Marietta to like up here to Dalton. And then so that whole night I felt contractions and that whole night I did not sleep like a single minute
Oh.
because at 10 p.m. they started like really hurting bad and like I just so my parents actually got to our house and they were in the guest room and so Emery and I were in our room and like I didn't want to wake them up or anything, but I was awake the whole time like in pain and I was
Mm.
walking around and pacing in my room because like the pain was so bad. But I had my little contraction timer and my doctor had told me, you're a first time mom, so
Mhm.
it's going to take a while. So
Mhm.
you should come to the hospital when the contractions are like 4 to 5 minutes apart.
Yeah.
And my contractions were not 4 to 5 minutes apart. Like not consistently
Mm.
ever. And so
Yeah,
I
mine
think
are super consistent.
yeah, see the closest they got together consistently was 7 to 8 minutes apart.
Hmm.
But they hurt so bad. And I walked around the whole and Emery was sleeping the whole night.
Of course.
Aw.
Yeah. We would woke up he would wake up like maybe once every 2 hours and be like, "You still walking?" I'm like, "Yes, it hurts." um and so I think at like 5 a.m.
I'm just like envisioning myself saying, "Yes, motherfucker, it hurts."
Yeah. And I 5 a.m. I called the hospital and I told the doctor, it was the doctor on call, and I was like, my doctor told me not to go to 4 or 5 minutes, not to go until this time, but like they really, really, really hurt. Um and he was like, yeah, just come, like go ahead and pack your things and come. And I was like, okay. And so the whole time on the way to the hospital, I was like, I hope they don't like tell me to leave because like I just wanna get in there. And I think we got to the hospital Saturday morning at like 6 a.m. ish. And we get there and they check me and I'm 5 centimeters dilated already.
You made it to 5?
Girl,
Oh my
I made it
God,
to
God, with
like
no
6.
drugs?
Yeah, because
Damn.
Oh,
they
no,
checked
bless
me
you,
in.
honey.
I
Bless
know,
you.
I know.
No wonder
So,
you were in pain. Oh my
oh yeah,
God.
I was in
I
pain,
was
and
in pain at 4.
yes, it was painful. It hurt
Mhm.
so bad.
I remember it.
And that's why next time I'm like, maybe being induced wouldn't be so bad, just because this was painful. Um, yeah. So the nurse checked me. It was 5 centimeters, and so they were like, okay, like you're staying with us. You're coming in, and then so they got me to my room, and it was like maybe 20 minutes later, and then I was 6 centimeters dilated. So I was like moving
You
along.
were moving fast.
Yeah, Steph.
Did you feel her moving down there? Like, did you feel it stretching down there?
No, I didn't feel it stretching. But okay, it just feels like it just really felt
Pressure.
like yeah, and it felt like somebody was like there was like a towel inside of me and people were like somebody was trying to like wring it dry, like it was just like it
Okay.
felt like
Mm.
twisting and
Mhm.
like like ugh, like somebody
Like
was like choking my uterus.
I hate this, but like a
Yes. That's a
really
good analogy.
big
Yeah.
dry tampon when you try to pull it out?
No.
No, not
I
that
don't
hard.
know.
Not that feeling. Okay, gotcha.
I don't yeah.
No, no, no. Dry tampons, they hurt, but it's for
And
me
it's
it's a
it's
pinch.
not that spot either.
Yeah, it's not that spot either.
It's like I don't know.
above.
Yeah, it's above that.
It's
Yeah.
your whole uterus. Like,
Yes. Contracting, but I like, oh God, it hurts.
Yeah.
um. Okay, so I was 6 centimeters dilated, and they were like, "Okay, well, do you want an epidural?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I think I do." Yeah, but the thing is, the nurse there, she was like, "You've basically done most of the work. Like,
well, I don't care. I want it.
I know, but she was like, "You don't need an epidural," and so in my mind, I was like, "Okay, maybe you're right, maybe I don't." And then I waited like a few minutes, and then I had another contraction, and I was like, "No, I'm getting an epidural. Like, I can't do this." Um, and then so then the anesthesiologist came and like gave me the epidural, and okay, so this is the weird thing when you were sharing your story, Anita. The anesthesiologist we had would not let Emery look at the needle because Emery wanted to see it. And Emery was holding me, but Emery wanted to see the needle. And the anesthesiologist told him no, because I've had too many husbands like pass out
Pass
from
out.
seeing
Yeah.
the needle. Yeah. So he was like, I'm not going to let you see
Mhm.
it. Yeah, but
So originally the nurse was standing in the way of the needle, and then she had to move.
okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I was actually really scared about the epidural just because I've heard like I don't know, I've heard horror stories of like it hurting or of it not taking right or
or
whatever.
residual pain, like
Yeah,
years
but like
later.
that was nothing though. The
No,
epidural, like I didn't feel a thing.
right? Me either.
No, I'm like people complain about this like this is
Yeah,
not
this is a
painful.
This is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I did, however, like for 2 months, like every now and then, like my back would just be sore,
Oh, okay, yeah.
but it was not anything that I had to take medicine for or anything.
Yeah, yeah,
It was just every now and then, but it
yeah,
hasn't happened
yeah,
anymore.
yeah. But I like I'm just saying, like the actual feeling of the needle going in, like you don't you don't
No.
I
feel a
mean,
thing. No.
Yeah.
Steph, were you gonna say something?
no, I was gonna say, don't they numb that area too?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do.
they numb it. Yeah. I think I was just watching like way too many birth stories on YouTube and
Right.
people were like
Yeah.
overreacting about
Yeah.
nothing. So yeah. But then what happened? See, the one thing I do hate about the epidural is that I couldn't walk anymore because walking, I mean, I didn't really feel the pain anymore, but walking was what helped me get to 6 centimeters like pretty fast. But then after that it slowed down. And so
Yeah.
that's what I didn't like. I'm sure if I wouldn't have gotten the epidural, like I would have had her like maybe like 1 or 2 hours after that.
Mm-hmm.
But it just slowed things way down and I couldn't move. And so then they had me, just like you, they had me to one side,
Mm-hmm.
but they kept me on that side too long. And so then all of the epidural medicine, whatever, went to that one side. And then I started feeling
Everything on the other side.
everything on the other side. Yeah, I felt all the
Ugh.
contractions. I was like, what is going on? I'm still feeling pain. So
I'm
then
still on half of it. I'm
I
still
know.
on half of this.
And the thing is, like when he gave me the epidural, like I could still kind of like wiggle my feet, wiggle my toes. Like I could like move
I
my
couldn't.
legs a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, oh, this is good because I can still like I can't get up, but I can kind of like shake around and maybe that'll help her like
Move
move.
down, yeah.
But then I did start feeling the pain again, and so then he had to come back and he gave me basically like a second epidural.
Yeah.
And then I could move a thing. And I felt nothing, which was great. Yeah.
I was thinking about it didn't even dawn on me until you just said your stuff is like towards the end of my thing I started feeling it on my left side, and they had laid me on my right side, and that's the side I had laid on for so long, and
Yeah.
then whenever they flipped me, I told you guys that she went crazy, so I had to go
Yeah.
back. The left side I had started feeling pain. They gave me like a third dose.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That they had me laying on one side, so I guess we're off on that side.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like it all goes to one side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy how it goes to one side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Did they ask you, like, whenever he was doing it? I remember him asking me. He's like, "You're gonna feel a shock go down either your left or your right leg, and I want you to tell me which leg."
Mm.
And I think I can't remember, but I told him it went down the left side, and so that's why he had me lay on my right side.
Oh, gotcha.
So that because I guess the drugs apparently had gone down my left.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how it works, but
Yeah. I
you
don't
know.
I don't remember that. I just know they just put me on one side. I don't remember that, but yeah, I definitely felt it on the other side.
Mhm.
Okay. So, and then and then so everything kind of slowed down. Then I would just kept dilating more and effacing and whatever other term.
Yeah.
And then they actually had to break my water for me because it never broke on its own. So they had to do that, which was fine, I guess.
There was no like weird feeling. Did you feel it?
I don't think so. No, I didn't
You
feel.
didn't feel
I
it?
no.
Oh, I just remember that I talked about they had to break my water, but they broke it before they gave me the epidural.
Yeah.
But I do remember laying in one of the positions, and all of a sudden I felt a gush of stuff come out. And I was like, something just came out, and like there were a whole bunch of guests in my room, and I was like, you all need to leave right now.
Yeah.
Like we were in the middle of conversation. I said, y'all need to get out now. Bye.
Yeah.
And then I told my nurse, like my nurse got everybody out, and I said, something just like fell out.
The baby.
And she was like, oh, okay, let me check it out. And it was the mucus plug, apparently.
Oh, okay. See,
And I had thought I had already passed the mucus plug a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like at home, but apparently I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I did too. So I didn't feel anything then. So but yeah, I remember see now I can't remember. I think it was a few days earlier that like I thought I had lost, got my mucus plug out. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I did too at home, but apparently I didn't.
Yeah. Okay, so just like you, Emery was the only one in the room with me. I mean, my mom and dad were there while I was having contractions, but not actually during the pushing part. They left the room. But then outside the room, like while I was pushing, it was Emery's mom and dad, his aunt and uncle, his grandma, and my mom and dad.
They were just standing outside the room?
They were out there like just waiting and listening to everything.
That's creepy.
Yeah. But no, it was fine. It was good.
Did you curse Emery at all?
No, no, he was
Were you quiet the whole time pretty much? Like just doing what you had to do and that's
Yeah,
it?
and just
Me
like
too.
I had a good epidural. Like after the second dose of epidural, like I felt good, and like Emery had one leg and I was holding I was holding on to like the rails and like holding on to that. I didn't actually have my gynecologist there, which I'm really glad because I actually didn't really like her too much. And yeah, and the whole time, I was one of those women that when I first started looking for a gynecologist, I was looking for a female because I was like, I just feel more comfortable with a female.
Yeah.
But then, and everybody told me like, oh, you won't care who pushes the baby out, and I was like, I know, but meanwhile, I want a girl checking me out.
Yeah.
But then the doctor on call was a guy, and of course, like everybody said, I didn't think too much about it, but he was actually really cool, and he was like joking to Emery about like watching the football games because it was a Saturday and like missing them, and they were like, you better hurry up, but like in like a joking kind of like nice way. So he was so I really liked him, and we were all kind of joking around. The nurses were like great and nice, and so they really did a good job of like making me feel calm and relaxed. Yeah, and so I think like maybe around 2:45 or something, they told me like, okay, you're 10 centimeters dilated, like it's time to push. And I think I probably pushed like 20 minutes. And then she was out. But I pushed for a little bit. And I thought the pushing was going fine. Like, I was doing the breathing, I was doing the pushing, I was doing whatever they asked me to do. And but at the end, the doctor did tell me like they had to give me an what is it?
Episiotomy.
Episiotomy.
They
so
cut you.
Yeah, he had to cut me because apparently,
man.
like, yeah, Isla's heart rate was a little funky. Which I don't know. I don't know if that was related at all to her SBT or if it was just, just normal birth things. But her heart was a little funky, so he was like, okay, we kind of need to like hurry the process up a little bit and get her out. So he did that. And of course, Emery was watching the whole thing. And like every time I talk to him about it, he's like, do you want me to tell you what I saw? I'm like, never tell me. Like
I made Yinder tell me. I was like, I want all the details.
No.
But if I were being cut, I wouldn't want to know either.
Yeah. I mean, he told me he was doing it, but like I didn't, and I saw the sisters and I saw but I didn't. Yeah. And so then I pushed and she came out and she was crying and they laid her on my chest and
she never stopped.
And she never stopped crying. Yeah.
She never stopped crying at all? Like
No. Yeah. She eventually calmed down. No. Oh, wait. Okay. So just like Talia, Isla had pooped inside of me. So that's what they call meconium.
Mhm.
And so she got meconium fluid up her nasal
They had to suck it out.
passageway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the doctor told me, he was like, okay, so this is what happened, and we need to have like a respiratory like team here waiting. So when she's out, they're going to check her out first, and then I can have her. So that's what they did. They like she came out of me, and they
So
took
whenever
her.
they broke your water, I'm sorry to interrupt,
No, go ahead.
but whenever they broke your water, it wasn't like a green color, because she had. Did she poop
I think it was,
during the labor process or
yeah,
before?
I think it was during
Okay.
the labor process.
So whenever Talia had already pooped to me, so it was like in her amniotic fluid.
Oh, gotcha.
So and then they like basically dumped me out and refilled me.
Yeah.
So they were like cleaning her, I guess,
Gotcha.
inside of me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I think she did it during the labor process, because
okay.
that's when they like got the team ready.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I had to like, yeah. Um so yeah, so then I got her on me, and she started like, of course, like rooting right away, and she latched on herself.
Oh, cool.
But see,
Your
that's
boobs
the
are a lot
thing.
smaller than mine.
Yeah, but I think that kind of like from the first latch, my like nipples were like got really raw, and so then like it was really painful there for like a few weeks basically. But it was because I think from that first latch, she like didn't really know, I guess, what she was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. So that they like, I think that kind of messed me up a little bit. So I wish a lactation consultant had been like right
Yeah.
there waiting
Like
and
as
say
soon
like,
as they lay you
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I agree.
she's
Like
yeah,
they need to be right there.
yeah, yeah,
But I don't think that there are enough lactation consultants,
yeah,
or maybe you have to request one be there as soon as
yeah,
they.
maybe,
I
yeah,
don't know, but they.
yeah,
I feel like I agree. Like they should be right there as soon as if
they
you
come
want
out.
to be. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you want to breastfeed like right away, then that
Yeah.
they should be there.
There's,
Mhm.
I know that like while I was at Grady, there's just not enough. There's like one for the whole floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. There might not be
Like there's
enough.
just
Yeah.
there's not enough, but there's also not enough demand because
I wonder what you have to do. to
births
be a
don't happen
lactation
as often
consultant.
as like we really think they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, they happen frequently, but not in the same place.
yeah. Okay, then I
So
don't know.
there's not like a high demand for them,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
then I guess maybe requesting one would kind of help.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happens again, we know we gotta do that.
I know. I know. I need to start writing down all the things I need to like
Remember.
remember. Like
We just listened to this episode.
I know. Yeah. But even in like the newborn stage, I think back and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, there's a lot of things that I would
have done differently. Yeah,
would
me
have
too.
done differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody is so scared to give new moms advice because they're like, oh, like you have to figure it out, and like every baby's different, and
yeah.
all that. I'm like, yeah, but still, there's some things that I wish I would have known.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, and so because they took Isla, the respiratory team had Isla, and they had people going in and out, but they told family like, no, not yet, you can't come see the baby yet. But like Emery's grandma did not listen. She like walked in the door and she was the first one. Like she saw
Oh
Isla
my
before
gosh.
I did.
Oh,
So I have a question.
Yeah.
They didn't have so they had you in the delivery room and
Mhm.
they didn't move you to a recovery room. They just everything was in the same room.
Later they did, but before they did that, like his
Oh.
grandma snuck in. Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
But she's like a little old lady. I think
Yeah.
she probably just like,
Everybody's afraid to say something to old
yeah.
people.
I know. Yeah,
I mean, they don't got that much time left.
I
Right. Let them
know.
enjoy
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And she's like a
Whatever.
tiny little woman. Like nobody saw her sneak in until she was right there. It's like, oh, hey. Yeah. Yeah. So she was 6 pounds, 13 ounces. She was 20 inches long, and I thought giving birth was like fine.
Easy.
I would do it again.
That's what I said. Like I would do the labor part again, The birth
Yeah.
part again, I just wouldn't do the pregnancy again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I could skip straight to the delivery, I'd do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It made me want to be a midwife.
I know.
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool because there aren't enough.
Yeah.
Or a doula.
Yeah.
Or a doula, yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like we, for the most part, we had an uncomplicated birth. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
it'd be hard to like watch, like a stillbirth or something like
Yeah.
that. Or
That's also
Sad,
true.
yeah.
yeah, that would be completely different and very emotional.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, and so then that first night we stayed in the hospital for about 3 days. But and that first night, like everything was fine. But then I remember the second night, I don't know if they did this to you, Anita, but like the nurses came in and they were like, okay, so there's this thing called where it's like second night. I forget the term for it, but it's like newborns. Apparently, the second night is when they realize they're not in the womb anymore. So then they like get really, really fussy that second night. Or maybe Talia's perfect and she didn't get fussy. But apparently it is a thing that like
I do remember the second night, like late in the night, she just woke up and started crying a little bit, but I like just got her
you
and
just calm
rocked
her down.
and
Yeah,
calmed her down, and she was good.
that's good.
I mean, I fed her. I tried to feed her, and then calm her down, and then put her
Yeah.
back in her bassinet, and she was fine.
Yeah.
But the nurses didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, they came in and said like apparently the second night like they get really fussy, but it's like completely normal because that's when they realize they're not in the womb. So they actually like had to run some tests on her. So they took her for about like 3 or 4 hours and like kind of let us get some rest, which I thought
they did
was
that to us too.
really nice. Yeah, but
Yeah.
and
That's
like
awesome.
yeah, and then we took her home. So yeah, I think
And you've had her ever since?
I've had her ever since.
Oh my
Oh
God, and
my
how
gosh,
many-
that's crazy.
How many months has that been now?
Lord, so she's turning 6 months and 9 days. Isn't that crazy?
I'm gonna
Oh my
cry.
gosh.
I haven't seen her in 4 months.
I know, I'm gonna
know.
cry too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry because I'm so happy she's at that stage, but I remember that stage.
Yeah. Oh man, we need to stop talking about babies because if not, I'm
Now
gonna
you
make
want another
another
one?
one.
You don't
Another
want
one?
you want to make another one?
See, I'm always like, okay, so I kind of think I do want another one, but I don't know what I want the age gap to
Like,
be.
yeah.
Like, I don't know if
How
I
long you
just
wanna
have
wait?
one like right away and just like
Well, your body needs minimum 2 years to recover from the first one. That's what the doctors say. I only know this information because I worked in the ladies part of on the women's side where the gynecologists are at the hospital. This is the only reason why I know this part of the information. But they say that your body, it takes two years to heal.
Yeah, I've actually read that too. Well, I have read that in the past, women did need, like 2 to 5 years to like fully recover. But they say that a lot of it had to do with breastfeeding. Well, not just breastfeeding, but like just the way that lives were so different back then, like when there were no pacifiers and you were the baby's pacifier, and like the babies slept with you like in bed. So like really as a couple you could only handle one child in bed, like because of lifestyles and all of that, like women did need 2 to 5 years. Like your body naturally needed that time because you needed that time to devote yourself to that child. But I've read that like now, just because of like modern inventions, that like the body is kind of changing to maybe be ready to do it sooner. But I think 2 years is like a good. But what I'm thinking is like, should I just wait until like Isla it's like of school age, like 4 or 5, and then have another one, so then I can like have the
Is
day.
it too late for Irish twins?
Oh God. Yeah, and that's the thing. Should I just have like the whole like 2 under 2? Should I go for that? Like
It's crazy. You'll have time for nothing.
Yeah.
One of my friends has 2 under 2, and
I don't think I would ever sign myself up for that purposefully.
Yeah.
no, she
That's
said she
just
loves
me.
it. She loves it because they're like around the same age,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
they nap around the same time.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
handfuls.
True. I guess there are benefits to
Yeah.
it.
And they're like they have the same similar schedules for the most part. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's probably okay, but
Yeah.
that's double the crying,
Oh
double
yeah.
the diapers.
Well,
all
see,
at
that's the
once.
thing. It's like I still don't sleep. I mean, Isla's doing a lot better. Like she's right now, she's only waking like once per night.
That's
but
good.
like I'm like I before I ever sleep through the night again. If I'm gonna have another one, I might as well do it now before I like get used to having a life again. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you the same question you asked me.
oh Lord, I didn't prepare for this.
So if you were to give advice to a new mom, what advice would you give to them?
Wait, to a new mom or somebody who's giving birth?
Both.
Oh Lord.
Okay. So first question, what advice would you give to someone that's about to give birth for the first time or to become a new mom for the first time?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would just really like try to enjoy the experience. Like when I think about that night, I really honestly think like I really enjoyed all my nurses. Like I enjoyed my doctor. Like Emery was there next to me. We were kind of like joking the whole time. Like we were playing like Bad Bunny, you know? um and so we kind of just like tried to make it fun and not make it like too serious, you know. So because I mean it is a big thing in your life, but you can also like make a joke out of it or like laugh, you
Make
know.
it fun.
Yeah, like make it super super fun. Like don't freak out like, oh my gosh, like there's a baby inside of me that's about to come out. Like
Yeah, no.
it's no, it's fine.
It's totally normal. It happens
Yeah.
a lot.
It's a cool experience.
It is. I agree.
Yeah. And the other question was
what advice would you give to a new mom?
to new mom. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm not, well, we are gordita, sassy, and unqualified, but I feel like
But
I'm
in this case, I kind of feel like we're qualified to say something about a new mom.
Never.
Like we're in that
Y'all
right
don't
now.
know what you're doing. You're
yeah,
doing
exactly.
fine.
Like
You're doing fine and you're doing enough, but y'all don't know what
That's
you're
the
doing.
point. That's the point. No,
You ain't
one
qualified for
knows what
nothing.
they're doing.
You are so unqualified.
yeah. See, I think okay, so I think at the beginning I read okay, so a friend that had two babies and like I trusted her. She gave me this book and it was like 0 to 6 months babies. I don't want to say the name of the book, but 0 to 6 months for babies. And so I like read it and it talked about like, oh, by like week 6 or week 8 or whatever, like they should only be waking this many times in the night and they should be like taking these many naps, and like you can like wait like this many hours for to feed your baby. And so and of course it gave you like all the sample schedules for like month 1, month 2, month 3, and I think I took it all by like heart, and I like tried to make it like a fixed routine kind of thing instead of, you know, what they tell you, like listen to your baby's cues or just like, you know, just listen to your baby and figure it out. But
right.
yeah. So I think, but also I think you have to find a middle ground in between that, because like I didn't know anything about being a mom, so I like read the rules and I tried following the rules. But I know that if I would have just maybe forgot the rules and just maybe looked at my baby's cues, I maybe would have been confused. Like, is she hungry? I maybe would have felt like overwhelmed, you know. I'm like, I don't know what you want. Is it a diaper change? Is it a cry? Like, are you crying because you're hungry, etc. So you have to find the middle ground of like, okay, so what really helped me was like, okay, so at a newborn stage, she needs to sleep maybe like every hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that kind of gave me an idea like, okay, she's tired today at 2, but tomorrow she may be tired at like 3 p.m. And
Yeah.
that's okay, you know?
Mhm.
So slowly I started to find like the middle ground between listening to Isla's cues, but also like knowing that, okay, like there is a pattern to her day, you
Yeah.
know? Um, but you know, you find that like with time, not on like day one.
I think that what would be helpful for a lot of moms is like, and I know it was helpful for me, was just knowing what certain cues mean. Like every baby is different, and obviously they're gonna have different cues.
Yeah.
But like all cues, like a lot of cues are same for a lot of babies. Like whenever they're hungry, they'll like at first like
Yeah. Yeah.
try to fist their mouth or whatever,
Yeah.
or opening their mouth or
Yeah.
rooting or whatever. Those are normal hunger cues. And then like the tired, the tired looks. I don't even remember what that it looks like at a newborn because Talia is always rubbing her eyes now.
Yeah.
And then I remember you said like Isla doesn't do tired cues. Like she
But
just
now she does. It's funny.
Oh, that's good.
See, it changes. That's the hard
Yeah,
thing.
that's
It
the crazy
changes.
thing. It
Yeah.
changes. But like I feel like Talia has always done the like rubbing the eyes or yawning for sleepiness. But like at the beginning you said Isla doesn't give
Yeah.
you any
Yeah.
tired cues. So
Yeah.
like if you knew, okay, I don't know if this is her cue, but let me see if I can find something. Like if you knew what to look for, it would be
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. And like that's what I meant by like finding the middle ground, because like she at the beginning she didn't give me sleepy cues. So kind of reading about baby sleep and reading about what is normal for like how long a baby should be awake for, like maybe 60 to 90 minutes, I can look for those cues within that time frame and
Yeah.
maybe not be so confused.
Right.
But like I didn't know how much babies needed to sleep. I didn't know how much babies
According to
needed
your
to
mom,
eat.
none.
I know. Yeah.
They don't sleep at all
No.
day. But
Yeah.
they sleep all night.
No, I'm like, Mom, you're wrong. You're so wrong.
She lied.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like thinking back about the newborn stage, I'm like, I like again, like I think reading those books kind of like didn't
Overwhelmed.
really, yeah, and it didn't really help me. Like it kind of made me try to be too strict with her as a newborn, where it's like I was trying really hard for her to like sleep in her crib on her own, where I feel like now, like if I would have a second one or something, I'd be like, okay, just sleep on me, like you're a little newborn baby, just like sleep
You'll
on
be
me
fine,
as
right?
much as you want, and when you're ready, like you will sleep on your own bed, you know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it worked out with Isla because she really doesn't have a problem like sleeping in her own space. But I didn't really have to push her that much at the beginning because it made me miserable as a mom. So
Yeah.
but that again, that's my experience. So you know, yeah. So.
Do you have any questions, Steph?
Nope. I think
Yes, ask her that one question.
Oh,
The
well, you
question.
didn't answer it, so I figured she might not want
Well,
to.
maybe she will.
What
All
is?
right.
Oh, I
Is
don't.
there something that is there like a message that you would like
Uh,
to, like if Isla comes back and listens to the episode at the end of it, what would you want her to know, or what would you want to say to her?
Oh Lord, that she's crazy. That she has made me put up with so much.
You have gray hairs now.
Yes, homegirl is crazy. But honestly, I hope that she's just as crazy as she is now. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like she's crazy, and I want her to stay that crazy and that passionate and that loud and that like, you know, just sharing her every desire with the world. Like
If
that's
she ends up being anything like DP, it's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shit show.
I want her to be a shit show.
My mother used to tell me to shut up all the time.
Yeah.
I used to get in trouble all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want her to like. I want her to cry at every sad movie. You know.
Trust me,
Yeah.
it'll happen.
Yeah. 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 But also, she can be whoever she wants to be. Whatever.
Yeah. I can't wait to see their little personalities. I
Yeah.
really
Oh
can't.
my god, Talia's sassy as fuck, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Already.
She got that look already.
Already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I think one thing I would want her to know is that it like secretly makes me really happy that she like will only be calm in my arms, you know?
Aww.
Yeah. I mean, even though it makes life very difficult, but I think it's so cute that like like
It
if
is
she's
sweet.
crying hysterically with somebody else, and then as soon as I hold her, she's like completely fine.
She's
That's
fine.
so
Yeah,
sweet.
I'm like, oh,
That is really
Mhm.
I
sweet.
love that.
Mm.
Okay, we should wrap this up.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Puta
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 vida.
vida.
Okay,
Definitely
that
didn't
was
work.
I think.
Fuck life.
Okay, so we
Okay,
gotta
ciao.
Bye.
gotta figure it out. Bye.
Bye.